Helo. Nes i teimio'n ddrwg. Nes i'n hofio pwysio'r ads. Dan. Ond, croeso. Hwnnwch. Oce. Croeso i'r stream. Dwi yn mynd i chwarae Broken Sword 2. The Smoking Mirror. Dwi'n mwyn gos mynd o 2 actually yn yno fo. Hwn ydy'r gem nath neu fi sylweddoli ond i licio gem. Dwi'n cofio cael y... Oedd gynnu fi Mega Drive, oedd gynnu fi Amstrad CPC gyn hwn. O'n i licio games. Ond nath y gem anif i sylweddoli o'n i lyfio. Cofio cael o'n PC World yn Bangor. Cofio, oedd yr un gyntaf yn gweithio, ni yn methu cael ei weithio. A nes i mynd efo nôl, nes mam mynd efo nôl, ac oedd y boi yn just yn meddwl ni'n pull a fast one. Oedd y boi ma wedi prynu gem o diom o licio. A dwi'n cofio dweud, na, I want the same game. I really want to play the game. Geisio. A nes i cael ei weithio, yn diwedd. Mae'n rhywbeth newydd mynd bing. A be oedd hwnna? Camera fi. Was in my camera? Camera fi wedi sticio. Class. Well i fi drwsio hwnna. Ydy camera fi wedi torri. Ww. Yay, dwi'n ôl. Diolch. That's how I like it. That's how I like it. Anyway. Dwi'n newid settings microphone fi. Dwi'n meddwl hein rychal gyda fi hefyd. A dwi'n gweiddi. Dwi'n meddwl bod hynna'n cael quite. Setting yn yma, dwi'n mynd i cychwyn off. Dwi hefyd eisoes wedi Liverpool Consult 1 eisoes. Anyway, sydd i fewn am. Na, hynna di frame rate. Charles Cecil Production. Wow.
This must be the place. Professor Ubier's house.
Looks pretty creepy. I'd been away from Paris and hadn't seen Nico for nearly 6 months. I wanted to celebrate our reunion, but she had other plans.
Oh, Nico.
With an archaeologist. Something to do with a Mayan stone she came across while researching the story. The guy who answered the door didn't look much like an archaeologist to me.
Look
I
very
have
good
a
on.
bad feeling about this.
What? What the hell's going on? So the dins o jyst i lladd fi sa cychwyn. Os rwy'n yn gwachio fi, so fi'n gwerthfawrogi chi lle ydych sain yn iawn. Sgwch o dda. O ie.
There were only 3 things I didn't like about spiders. The way they looked, the way they moved, and the fact that they lived on the same planet as me.
Oh,
The
George.
spider was big, mean, and hairy, and definitely not a native of Europe. I glanced over the books, vaguely hoping to find a copy of How to Deal with Poisonous Spiders While Tied to a Chair. No such luck. But I noticed one corner of the bookcase was supported by a loose block of wood.
Yay!
Been a little heavy-handed, but it was a question of survival. Of course, I was still tied to a chair in a burning house with no means of escape.
Classic George Tolkien.
With one mighty bound, our hero was free. Now, I had to deal with that fire. I wasn't touching that spider goo. The rope was shredded and no possible use to me. I had no time to sit around. The bookcase had fallen on its front, making it impossible to reach.
Impossible. Absolutely impossible.
Inside, I found a bottle of tequila. Normally, I didn't drink strong spirits, but today was far from normal. Ew. Disgusting.
Hello,
Not only did the tequila burn like hell, I just managed to stop myself from swallowing the worm. There was something short, fleshy, and gross on the carpet. It was the worm from the bottle of tequila. In the drawer was a small decorated pot.
Whoa.
Nice couple.
Okay. Give the poison that.
That dart was sharper than a mosquito's business end, but this didn't deter me from getting it anyway. It was a stylish little canvas number containing a lipstick, a handwritten note, and a pair of nylon panties with a large love heart emblazoned across the front. It occurred to me that Nico's tastes must have really changed while I was away. Well, they could be useful. I'd already ransacked Nico's hand, and besides which, the color didn't suit me.
Ja, wie is zo'n? box.
I wasn't going to touch the box after that spider had been inside it.
Okay.
The cabinet was locked.
Whoa!
As I released the lock, something blew the doors open.
Magic.
The cabinet was already open. That cylinder was hot. I couldn't pick it up with my bare hands.
Panties.
The panties I'd found in Nico's bag were just what I needed to wrap around the hot cylinder.
Hwn safe by me.
There was no pressure in the siphon. I guess it was out of gas.
Unlucky sy'n ni. We have a gas. Yep.
The cylinder gave out a faint hiss as the valve opened. Now I had one primed up and ready to use extinguisher.
Yes! On the fire. Oscar that.
With a well-aimed squirt of his soda fountain, our unshakable hero saved the day. Now it was time to start looking for Nico. I wasn't going to burn myself on that red-hot doorknob, and it wasn't the time for subtlety.
Yeah! News cutting. You're stuck to a point, tap across the mark, top right screen. Help game and controls. Tap the span icon.
I'd found a piece of newspaper folded in two. It referred to a forthcoming eclipse of the sun.
What?
Fortunately, it wouldn't be visible from Europe. The best place to view the eclipse would be Mexico.
Mexico.
The phone was no use to me. Apart from Nico, there was no one in Paris I wanted to call. It was Ubier's telephone. The door was locked. I didn't fancy my chances of kicking this door down. The tiny point was only of use for picking small locks.
Yeah.
I guess I had no business reading the note, but I figured it might give me a clue to what Nico was involved in.
Yeah.
It was from Andre Labanau.
Oh boy, in the museum crew.
The letter was sentimental mush and revealed that the exotic lingerie, as he called it, was a gift from him. It gave his
Telephone number, let's go.
Labanau figured himself as a rival for Nico's affections, but I couldn't believe that that creep was in the running. Much as I disliked him, Labanau might be my only hope of finding Nico.
Hello. Bonjour.
Hi, Andre?
Who is this?
It's George Stobart, Nico's boyfriend.
Don't you mean ex-boyfriend?
Look, I didn't
Ooh.
call you just to pick a fight. I need to talk to you about Nico.
Can't you accept she's just not interested in you?
Listen, Andre, we need to talk. Nico's life depends on it.
Okay. You remember the cafe at Montfaucon?
Ah.
Sure.
Montfaucon.
Andre? You better show, you creep.
Creep.
I felt an irrational urge to wipe my ear. It was locked.
No, I'm at
The door was locked.
Oh, okay, hint. I bet we give a shit like a hint. The front door key must be hidden somewhere. Open the pot, isn't
The
it?
pot contained...
Yay!
I unlocked the door. I wasn't looking forward to meeting Labino again, but he was my only link with Nico.
Let's go, just Obats. Remember, oh,
There was no
But,
sign of Labino when I got to the cafe. I decided to order a coffee and wait for him. Oh, garçon.
Garçon.
He ignored me. I'm sure it was deliberate.
Know that feeling well.
Pardon me, but don't I know you?
Huh?
You were here the day I found the catacombs.
I was. Ah, yes.
Oh,
I
this man.
remember you.
Yeah. Are you still in the police force?
No, not anymore. I'm a man of leisure.
Man of leisure.
Brings you
I'm a man of leisure. Oh, we were still with recover George Stolbert. Oh.
I'm waiting for an acquaintance.
Bon. And you have found another. Will you share a bottle of wine with me?
Hey, listen, I'd love to, but I need to keep a clear head.
So my company isn't good enough for you.
Oof.
Why did you leave the police?
I was forced to retire. The golden handshake. Only in my case, it was more copper than gold.
Ooh.
How come?
I was made a scapegoat to cover up the department's inefficiencies.
Oh, dan literally stemmen med Arabos på Twitter.
Have you ever heard of a Professor Oubier?
Okay.
No, monsieur. I don't recall the name.
Well, apparently he's an expert on Mayan art and history.
A little out of my field of experience, monsieur. If he'd been a serial killer or a sodomite, I might have been able to help.
Hey, you.
Quoi?
I'd like a cup of coffee if you don't mind.
When I finish serving this gentleman.
I couldn't snatch the man's flask while he was talking. It was a small silver flask from which the man was topping up his glass.
Oh, mijn koffie.
Un café.
Een café.
Do you know a guy called André Lobino?
Oui, I know him. What of it?
Well, I'm supposed to meet him here. Did I miss him?
No, I have not seen him today.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Professor Oubier?
Oui, he married that actress, the little dachshund. They used to come here, the nutty professor and the movie star.
Ooh.
If Oubier's wife was a movie star, how come I never heard of her?
She was big in France. The world doesn't stop at Hollywood. Her
Fair
sister's
enough.
name was Carol Climax. She died
Carol
under
Climax.
suspicious circumstances.
Ooh.
How did Oubier's wife die?
I heard he shot her.
And got away with it?
He had a good lawyer and they wrote a tight alibi.
Why would an eminent public figure like Oubier risk everything for murder?
He wouldn't be the first, would he? Besides, people like him always get off.
Do you know that man over there?
I should think so. He's a regular customer.
Look at this. A poison dart.
Ah oui, sure.
It's the real thing. Knocked my girlfriend out cold in a matter of seconds.
Romantic. Sounds
Ooh.
like a real close relationship you have going.
What does that guy keep pouring out of his flask?
Absinthe.
Absinthe. I thought that was highly dangerous and outlawed in France.
It is. Don't look at me, I didn't sell it to him.
That's all.
Thank you.
Highly dangerous. Highly dangerous. Oh.
Nico's in trouble, Andre. Deep trouble. You have to help me find her.
What? What have you dragged her into this time?
It was you that recommended Professor Ubier as an expert on Mayan art. Now his butler has kidnapped her, and he tried to kill me.
Every time she gets involved with you, there is trouble. Walking out on her was the best thing you could do.
My father was dying, damn it. I had no choice.
Well, she soon recovered once she went back to her old friends.
Drop it, Andre. Right now, Nico's in danger, and we have to work together.
So, how can I help?
Nico needed to speak to Ubier about a stone.
Oh, you mean this stone?
So that's what all the trouble's about.
Precisely. Nicole told me to guard it with my life.
Oh, it's worth more than that, surely.
Oh, very funny.
What's funny is that your life really is on the line.
What are you talking about?
The stone is a Mayan artifact, dummy, and the guy who kidnapped Nico is from Central America. It was the stone they were after.
Oh my god, you mean I could be in danger too?
Ooh.
What do you suppose the carving on the stone means?
I don't know. I haven't shown it to anyone.
Why don't you just give it to me?
I don't want your death on my conscience, George.
Where did Nico get the stone?
I'm not sure I should tell you.
Oh, you should.
It was something to do with smuggling.
What?
What can you tell me about this pot?
South or Central American, I'd say. I have a friend who'd be able to tell you more.
Where can I find this guy?
He owns a gallery on the left bank. The Glees Gallery.
Nes i ddisgrifio ta yn Paris. Ydych chi'n dweud north or south of the bank to the left or right? O'n i'n aros ond Paris left.
What do you think this is, Andre?
I don't know.
I'll give you a clue. It's got more backbone than you.
You think you're amusing, don't you?
Does Ubier employ a guy from Central America?
Maybe. I don't know.
You never been to his house? I thought you guys were pals.
Fellow academics, Georgie. It's not quite the same thing.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Why didn't Nico take the stone to Ubier?
I don't know. Perhaps she suspected something like this would happen.
If she's been hurt, Andre, I'll break every bone in your body.
No, that's typical of you. Do you think I don't care what happens to Nicole?
It occurred to me that slugs don't have bones to break, but I kept that thought to myself.
Okay.
Tell me about your friend Ubier.
He's more of a professional acquaintance than a friend.
I see. So you don't really know him at all.
No, I don't.
See you later.
Goodbye, George.
Whoa, you should push them in. I thought she'd been several hundred kilometers away. Yeah.
Had enough of your games, Kala. Tell me what you've done with my stone.
I thought your business was simply smuggling cocaine, Kazakh.
Cocaine,
Why are you so
Kazakh.
interested in that stone?
Either you tell me what I want to know, or Pablo here will make you talk.
Okay. Well, I figured someone at the university would be able to help. So I had a word with one of my girlfriends, and she told me her boyfriend was a lecturer. I sent the stone to the Department of Ethnology. You know, I figured it was South American, so... You're not buying this, are you?
That's enough.
Ooh.
I don't have time to listen to your mindless prattle. We'll leave you to think it over. Come the morning, you'll be ready to talk.
Ooh.
Do you miss being a gendarme?
Yes, of course I do.
Yes, of course I do.
When I wore that uniform, I commanded the respect.
Uh-huh.
Not anymore.
It was a small silver flask from which the man was I grabbed the flask.
Pam
and
ti
it
doing
smelled
that?
a powerful smell of
Pam mae Joe Stewart meddwl bod yn okay doing o?
legal alcoholic drink.
Let's just doing, gyda fo?
Excuse me.
What?
Ever heard of Carol Climax, the movie star?
Yes, but I don't care for the kind of movie she's made. It's smut like that which has caused the moral decline of the Western world.
Ooh.
Is it true that Carol Climax was murdered by her husband?
Okay.
I heard of it. I thought she just retired.
Okay.
I'm trying to find my girlfriend. She's been kidnapped.
Kidnapped?
Yeah.
Kidnapped.
First day back together after many months.
That's too bad. My God, that's depressing.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
He was too hot to sit inside the cafe.
Too hot.
You need anything else?
There was nothing I wanted to say to him. Excuse me.
What?
He wouldn't have wanted that. What do you make of this news cutting?
Orphanage supplied fast food chain?
No, it's the article above that.
Oh! Total eclipse of the sun. Well, that's very dull in comparison. I don't know anything about eclipses.
Didn't you try to appeal against your dismissal?
There was no point. It was my word against that of the chief inspector.
Oh.
And he was a close friend of the director of the museum I was supposed to be patrolling.
You need anything else?
There was nothing I wanted to say to him. Excuse me.
What?
Which museum was it you were supposed to be patrolling?
The croon. It wasn't as if anything important was stolen.
Oh, when she doing that?
Just a rusty old tripod.
Venus doing the tripod.
Returned a few weeks later. Excuse me.
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
I had no desire to go down into the sewers. Excuse me.
What?
What's that you're drinking?
It's wine.
The waiter said it's absinthe.
That fool wouldn't know Pernod from Catapis.
Ooh. Okay.
What do you make of this dart?
I remember a case where the victim was killed with just such a device.
What?
Poison acted in seconds, causing his body to swell up like an inflatable life raft.
I've been looking forward to seeing my girl, but she wanted
My
to
girl.
see some professor.
My girl, my
You
girl.
think she's having an affair with this professor?
Look, forget it. It doesn't matter. Tell me what you make of this note.
From my years of experience, I gained a pretty good insight into handwriting. I'd say that note was written by a compulsive, obsessive type with an Oedipus complex.
Hey, you got just about everything apart from the ponytail.
Okay. Click again.
Excuse me.
What?
I had nothing else I wanted to ask the gendarme.
Okay.
Now I had another lead.
Yay.
I could either go back to Ubier's house or
Please.
visit the Glee's gallery.
Glee's gallery. Let's go. Tam żeśmy na Ubie.
The Glee's gallery had style and class, but very few customers.
O, do boimy.
The pots were protected by a glass case. The way that guy was gripping the glass, I'd need a wrench to get away from him.
Man. Yn book 5 hefyd.
Are you Mr. Glees, the owner?
Good God, no.
Good God.
That must be him over there, right?
Your powers of deductive reasoning astound me.
What's that you're drinking?
I'm not sure, but I have a suspicion it might be urine. Glees can't expect a favorable criticism of his gallery when he serves this muck.
Would you give me your opinion on this pot, sir?
Yes. Very rapouche.
Rapouche.
Hideous.
Whoa!
What the hell do you think you're doing? You smashed my pot.
Certainly, it was not only worthless, it was ugly and offensive.
To you, maybe.
Believe me, I was doing you a favor.
That pot you smashed belonged to Professor Oubier.
Did it really? I thought the man had more taste.
I wasn't going to waste any more breath talking to that pompous blimp. Maybe I could turn the situation to my advantage, and at the same time, get my revenge. The pot had smashed into too many pieces to retrieve.
Okay.
I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Certainly, sir. I'd be most happy to oblige.
You're English?
These days, one prefers to think of oneself as European.
European.
Sure.
97, 98 katılıyor.
How precisely may one assist you, sir?
What I really wanted to ask you about was a black stone.
A black stone?
Yeah, it's a Mayan artifact, about as big as my hand.
No, sir. One doesn't get much call for black stones. If it's Mayan artifacts you're interested in, I have some rather exquisite pots.
So did I, until that slob smashed it. There is a gentleman over there who seems to be enjoying your wine.
I can't think why. It was very cheap.
Do you get many Central American Indians in here?
No, sir. This is Paris. Central America is several thousand kilometers southwest of here.
Ooh.
Straight across the Atlantic Ocean and turn left. You can't miss it.
Well, as it happens, I saw some Central American Indians this very morning.
Tourists. sir.
Indians.
Paris is full of them at this time of year.
Vad är det där?
Have you heard of Professor Oubier?
Of course. His name is synonymous with Mayan art. A number of these artifacts were supplied by Oubier himself.
Do you believe the story that Oubier murdered his wife?
If it was true, who can blame him? He was an opportunist tramp. Well, that's what I heard.
Ooh. Okay.
Have you seen any of Oubier's wife's films?
Only one. Believe me, I was appalled, shocked, disgusted, and repulsed.
Well, you sure got your money's worth. Last time I went to the movies, I wasn't even titillated. I suppose you have an import license for these...
Ooh.
Of course. But that's not my problem, sir. The professor arranges all the shipping. We simply collect the items from the docks.
Okay.
Could you tell me which docks Professor Oubier uses to import the artifacts?
Good God, no. I can't possibly reveal my commercial secrets.
I found this news story referring to a total eclipse of the sun.
Really, sir? Well, fascinating.
There was nothing else I wanted to ask the man. Hi, girls.
Ew.
What's the joke?
Oh my god.
Okay, fine. The girls were in a world of their own. The wasteland. Too minimalistic for too much money. The wasteland.
Really absent boy med.
I didn't think he'd be interested. I didn't
Lucky.
think he'd be...
In the glass.
I splashed a little absinthe into the glass and hoped he wouldn't notice the change of color.
What? Wait.
Did you put something in my drink?
Yeah, I did. Well, what do you think?
Well, it's certainly an improvement over Gleese's wine. In fact, I could grow to like it.
Remover.
Allow me.
Fucking ham. Spike a drinker. Let's go. Oh my god, priceless art.
I had no possible... There was nothing in the case but styrofoam packing, but pasted on the side was the remains of a label. It was a label... Underneath the logo of a flying bird were the words Condor Transglobal Mars. The rest of the label was missing. I had no... It was the newspaper clipping referring to the imminent eclipse. Wrapped inside it was another small piece of paper. It was a bank statement for Ubier's account from an automatic telling machine. The last 5 withdrawals were for large amounts, and all made in Marseille. It was beginning to make sense. Ubier had organized Nico's abduction. Ubier withdrew money from Marseille. Ubier was connected with Transglobal, who shipped their goods from a warehouse in Marseille. That's how the torn Transglobal label had once read. Marseille, not Mars.
Ah, dim Mars.
Much of a lead, but it was all I had. I set off immediately to catch the evening train.
Let's go randomly to Marseille. Hwn nath neud fi licio'r gêm hefyd. Oedd hwn yn demo yn PC Gamer Magazine back in the day.
It was almost dawn.
Cofio cael CD llawn games.
Condor Transglobal to a desolate dockside.
A hwn oedd y... Newid yr audio. Na hynna. Iawn,
What's the big idea?
I don't know. The dog went berserk for no apparent reason.
no reason.
Trained to do that. The idea is to deter any would-be intruder.
Oh, I get it. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Just remember, he's a trained attack dog. A killer.
It was a tall wire mesh fence. Without a way of firing the dart, I would never have been able to propel it fast enough to puncture the mutt's hide. That dog looked like he already had more worms than he needed.
Ouch! That's hot.
Hot, hot, hot.
The panties would not have been thick enough to shield this level of heat.
Ti'n gwybod?
The watchman must have bolted the trap door.
Fan'na dwi'n siŵr dwi fod yn fynd.
Hi, good morning.
Do you what time it is?
No, I don't wear a watch. As my dad used to say, I'm not into time, man.
Well, you're too early.
Okay.
What time is it anyhow?
The big hand's on the floor. Why aren't you in bed?
I can explain everything.
Early.
Never mind, I ain't that interested.
What time do you open the gates?
7.
Do you mind if I hang out here till the docks open?
Please yourself, but you'll have a long wait. It's Sunday, and tomorrow is the start of the national holiday. Everything is closed for a month.
Months.
Wouldn't you just know it?
A
Does
month.
that dog belong to you?
Nah, he comes with the job. I just feed him every now and then.
More then than now, I'd say. What's the dog's name?
20.
It's unusual for a dog.
It's his registration number. Security dog number 20.
Does number 20 have rabies?
Nah, just a bad attitude. Like I said, he's a trained attack dog. They took him when he was a puppy and messed with his head to make him the way he is.
Okay.
Ever heard of Condor Transglobal?
Sure, they have a warehouse here.
Well, could I take a look?
Not until after the holidays. Come back in a
Month.
month.
I have to make a delivery to Condor Transglobal.
Where's your rig?
About half a mile down the road.
And you walked here? Jeez, are you some kind of nut?
Nah, it was easy. I just put one foot in front of the other. Are you gonna let me make my delivery?
Not without the paperwork. You get the papers, you make your delivery, and I get a fat backhander.
I was getting nowhere with the story about being a trucker. What's cooking?
Beans. You know a man can live on nothing but beans.
Not this one. Don't you ever get tired of eating beans?
Sure I do. What do you take me for?
And what's the alternative?
Peas. I can't eat them too often, though. They play hell with my digestion.
Have you ever considered changing your diet?
What's wrong with beans and beer?
You need me to tell you? You're pumping out enough methane here to fill a dirigible.
Be the dirigible. Those panties, man.
I have these very exotic panties.
Take them away, you pervert!
Hamzakin. Dangos niya. Hamzakin dangos niya.
Do you know what kind of business Condor's involved in?
I'm paid to guard the gate. Their business is none of mine.
I'm looking for a young woman.
At the docks? What kind of woman do you have in mind?
Yeah.
You don't understand. It's my girlfriend I'm trying to find.
Well, I ain't seen her. And you should tell her the docks ain't no place for a young lady. They're dirty and they're dangerous.
I'm certain my girlfriend was brought here when she was abducted.
What? Your girl was kidnapped?
Yeah. Struck down by an Indian with a poisoned dart.
A poison dart, huh?
I could tell he didn't believe me. Have you ever heard of Professor Ubier?
Me? None of my friends are professors or anything like that.
This is the dart that the Indian shot at my girlfriend.
Sheesh, that's pretty weird, but I don't see why you'd expect to find her here.
Take a look at this letter.
That's sick. Did you write it?
Oh, no. No, it's a letter from my girlfriend's admirer.
If I was you, I'd smack him in the mouth.
Well, that's not my style, but thanks for the advice. I gotta go now, but I'll be back.
Can't wait.
Okay, so we're di agor. Okay. Isio ci disgyn mewn oes.
I couldn't reach the documents. I couldn't reach the packet. I couldn't reach that far. I couldn't reach the coat.
Be dwi'n gallu reachio.
I couldn't reach the bucket. I couldn't reach that far. I couldn't reach that far. Excuse me.
Huh? Who's there?
Funny. Oeh, wat? Ja.
The bottle was just out of reach. Nothing was.
Oeh, oh. Okay. Yay.
The stick had a hook on one end. I figured it was a boat hook for hooking boats.
I enjoyed.
I just knew that boat hook would be useful for something. As for the bottle, even if I couldn't find a use for it, I cleaned up the dock
Yeah.
a little.
Clean the dock. Oh.
That was no good.
Okay, there.
Hello?
Hmm. Okay, do we hook? Come on. Ah, pas dit que fait je suis tout, non?
You dropped your beer bottle.
Not me, pal.
Yes, you did. I saw you drop it right in the sea. Don't you know better than to dump your trash in the ocean?
I don't see no fish complaining.
See you later. The chimney was a metal pipe with a conical hat on top to stop the rain getting in. The bottle was half filled with water.
Ah.
Maybe it would cool the cone down enough to touch it.
Shh. Oh, it's in the panty.
Now I could see into the pipe which formed the chimney. The bottle had blocked the chimney, and the hut was filling up with smoke.
Oh my god. Is doen heen.
The packet was full of dog biscuits.
Yay.
I wouldn't have considered wearing it if it had been the last coat on Earth. Someone had once told me a piece of coal brought you luck.
Okay.
Who was I to argue with irrational superstition?
Ah, du gallu reid.
No. Baked beans in ketchup. The box contained nothing but blank forms.
What the hell do you think? Get the hell out of here.
Okay, That mug was a health risk. Yow! Stove equals heat. Heat.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay. Oh, no. Okay, so fel e. Dwi ar yr ail clefydd rwan. Oen. Yr ail clefydd. Broken Sword 2 di hwn.
Hey, 20. Come and get it, boy. Hey, 20. Come and get it, boy.
Okay. Animal cruelty. Let's go.
I felt a slight twinge of
Yeah.
conscience as I prepared to give the dog a dunking. It soon passed.
Magical Mayans. Yn yr un gynta, Templars o'n nhw.
As I'd expected, the dog could swim like a... well, like a dog.
Yn yr un gynta, yn Templars oedd yn cwffio. Neu, yn erbyn. Ond yn hwn, da ni yn erbyn Mayans. Maen nhw wedi abductio cariad. Be sy'n nuts de, lefel yma dwi'n cofio fatha oedd oedd ar demo disc. Hwn oedd ar demo disc PS1 a PC. So lefel yma oedd fi eisiau chwarae fo. Yes! God y ci yma. So fe jyst llawn CCTV wan sa. Gan yma.
A sturdy chain and padlock hung around the door handles.
Dwi'n golli demo
I
disc sydd.
decided not to tamper with the clamp. Those jaws looked like it could snap...
O'n i'n ffansi cael ISOs demo discs a ni stream yn nhw.
The sign looked as if it was firmly attached to the wall. Anyway, I didn't really want it as a souvenir.
Yeah.
The din must have drowned out the sound of my knocking. The din must have... The grill opened from the inside.
Fyny fyma.
The ladder led up to a walkway which stretched the length of the building.
Okay.
Maybe there was a way in up there.
Ys di, methu, si streamio neithiwr a nes i siarad am trip Paris fi.
The window was jammed shut.
Man. Os allan neud o... Hwna?
That did the trick. The fan clunked and shorted out as its blades were mashed by the boat hook.
Funhouse. O, i'n cofio nhw.
Hey, you make any more noise, I break your arms.
That bully needed to be taught a lesson.
Garzak's already mad because we didn't get the stone. You give me any trouble, I'll tell him it was all your fault.
Karzak? That must be his boss. The boat hook was jammed in the dented fan blades.
O, rwan, dwi'n gallu nolio yma. Ie, Funhouse. Oedd hwnna'n... Nw'n stopio do. Rooster Teeth? Ie, yeah, Rooster Teeth. O, Giant Bomb yn arfer neud demo disc episodes of it.
Who is it?
Pizza delivery?
I didn't order pizza.
No?
Oh.
This is the Condor Trans-Global Shipping Company, isn't it?
I don't like pizza.
Oh, come on. Everyone likes pizza.
Maybe he was allergic to mozzarella. The grill opened from the inside.
Hey,
What now?
look. This pizza's been paid for. You might as well take it.
I told you, I don't like pizza.
Not even with extra olives?
I hate them. Olives are the devil's butt nuggets.
Oh my god, what? Score yn sgolpi FU. Phosphot di automatically pigo fyny malware link chdi. Nice.
If you know what's good for you, you'll open this door.
What if I don't?
I'll kick your head in.
Okay, I'll come out, you creep.
Good guy. Good game to good guy Phosphot. Well. Come on. Come on. Do some damage. Woo! Death. So mae'r microphone fi'n swnio by the way. Yung microphone fi'n swnio iawn. Whee! So tweakio fo.
The only interesting thing I found was a small brass key.
Yeah.
It was locked.
Unlock the heralded gold brass key.
The little brass key didn't fit the lock. Among the paperwork which adorned the notice board was something which caught my eye. It was a delivery note from Condor Transglobal, and the address was Coramonte City.
Quaramonte City.
I'd need a crowbar or a stick of dynamite to open that cabinet, but I wasn't here to check out the filing system. All the crates were firmly sealed. The room was filled with transglobal crates.
Whoa! Don't shoot!
The little guy had a blowpipe. That confirmed my suspicions about what had happened to Nico. I waited for him to shoot me, but it didn't happen. Instead, he seemed to want to tell me something. What? What do you want? He seemed excited, almost desperate. What did he want so bad?
Panties. What is your panties?
Hi. I'm not going to hurt you.
Quaramonte!
Is that where
Quaramonte.
you're from? Quaramonte City?
Quaramonte!
Okay. I didn't think he'd be interested. What have you done with my girlfriend?
Huh?
I am not leaving without her. Where is she? He didn't appear to understand me.
I'll go in there.
Tell me what you've done with Nico, and I'll share these biscuits with you. I knew
Ooh.
it sounded lame, trying to bargain with a box of doggy snacks. Besides, how was he to know how yummy they tasted? Do you know what this is?
Peito. Lotseka peito. Inyakotla gohino moto.
Well.
This was the dart you used to knock out my girlfriend. If she's come to any harm, I will count you personally responsible.
Lotseka peito fnor.
Huh?
What does this key unlock?
Huh?
Hey, you're manacled. Who did this? That big thug? I'm gonna set you free, okay?
The hell?
Hey, come back here!
Gone.
The little guy had gone to ground amongst the stack of crates.
Okay.
All the crates were firmly sealed.
Une Savia? 20% o'r gêm yn barod. Awr dwi'n neud. O ie, dwi'n ddim mor hir ar llall na di. Wyt ti wedi bod yn neud beth diddorol pen wythnos yma, Owain, dal yma?
Just in time. Interrupting the beam of light kept the doors from closing and stopped anyone from using the elevator. But what now?
Panties.
Not such a good idea.
Hello?
That was no good. Wrong.
Ah!
Nope.
Huh?
The worm may have been slimy, but it wasn't sticky.
Lipstick?
No, I had to think of something else.
Lipstick na fe?
The label just wasn't sticky enough to stay in place. Not such a good idea. I'd better think this through. Not such a good idea. Not such a good idea. It was a device to prevent the elevator doors closing when they were obstructed. No.
Give me a hint. Okay. O, hynna ddo.
There. That would keep the doors from closing.
Is i tech conference dy Gwener yn Bristol. Hwna'n dda. Just Netflix and PS2 yo. Fair enough. Fair enough. Good. Oedd o'n good I cyfarfod yr Umberco family lle. Eis I... Dweud beth nes I ddoi? Okay, dim ond... Authorize your use. Delio am Ilia. Si fama heddiw. Yeah. What? Iawn. Gau hwnna yn album. Decio! Paid dwi'n hyn manually bob un. Hei! Do. Gynna fi Google Photos, dwi'n eisiau lot. Ond dwi'n mwy i mi gallu ddangos o dwi'n iwsio private browsing Firefox ar stream I ddangos stwff. Dwi'n mwy i fi ni fanna, dwi'n gwneud shared album a'i ddallynion hwnna I gyd. Hwn dwi'n ôl just going a tip yeah. O. Y fama nes I a tip fi. Heddiw. Post Spain post post Paris walk fi. Fi efo glasses. Action shot. Fi efo PlayStation top fi. Good material. Bol fi. So, Abergwyn Gregyn di hwn. Hwn reit poblogaidd yn lle dwi, dod o. So, A55 di hwnna fanna. Sir Fôn. Reit uchel fama. Sir Fôn, Puffin Island. A Ti 'di clywed am y cwmni Aberfalls? Whisky ag Aberfalls Gin. Fan'na. Hwnna 'di Aberfalls Whisky, Aberfalls Gin. Fan'na hwnna'n cynnig. So, efo'r wedi zoomio lot byti ar hwn. So, ie. Oedd o'n good walk. Casual. Wyt ti ar Strava? Ti ar Strava neu Ultrails? Gei di adio fi. O, gei fi Strava link ar Discord, ond o'ch di ond yn cael o am 3 diwrnod. So, ie. So,
The statue looked way too heavy for me to move.
not fully.
There wasn't much I could do with a pulley that didn't have any rope. I was wrestling with the small crate when I noticed the label on its side. Danger. Live contents do not drop.
Pallet carrier?
There wasn't enough room to move the handle.
Yeah.
No chance. Whatever those crates contained, they were heavy. There was no way to open that window. A sturdy beam was jammed across the doors. These doors were not going to open.
Okay. Ysgynna fi yma. Alla I isio...
The short chain stopped the cuffs reaching from the statue to the winch.
Be? No, hello, I'm stuck. What do I do now? Shedding some light on the problem. What would be the...
It was a device to prevent the elevator doors closing when they were obstructed.
Some light on that. Ah. Oh, spit. That's sketch back.
There was an arc-shaped scratch on the floor, as if a door had been opened in the nearby wall.
Okay.
My fingers traced the outline of a secret door in the wall. Then I found a small round stud, which was set flush to the surrounding wooden paneling.
What?
Just as I'd hoped.
Secret room?
Secret room.
Nico. You have unlocked bonus comic artwork. Okay. That's a weird. Which read. You pick on a good time.
Will you look at this? It was a small statue of a kneeling figure in an ornate headdress. The head was hideous, with huge staring eyes set in a decomposing face.
Hey, somebody's marketing Labino dolls.
Hold still. This might hurt a little.
Ow!
Ow!
Think yourself lucky you don't have a mustache.
About time. You could at least have helped me before grabbing everything you could find.
Not so loud. They'll hear you.
Get these ropes off me right now.
You know, the mood you're in, maybe that's not such a good idea.
Where's Pablo, the big guy?
Out cold. Too much wine doesn't agree with him. Are you okay?
Of course.
Too much
I'm
wine.
Okay. Untie me this instant.
Na, dim y wine. Llall. Hwna, dwi'n cymeryd hwn di beth.
That wouldn't...
Huh. Okay.
There. How you feeling?
Oh, thanks, Georges. How on earth did you find me?
I knew Ubier had been in Marseille. But never mind about me. How about you tell me exactly what's going on, starting with that Mayan stone?
I picked it up from one of Karzak's men in Paris. I was expecting a consignment of narcotics.
Drugs?
Yes. The proof I needed to expose Karzak's smuggling operation. I'd sent
Beric,
it to
Beric.
courier, and once I had the proof, I planned to go straight to Inspector Mou. But instead of the dope I'd expected, they sent me that stone instead. And to find out more, I called Professor Oublier, who invited me to his mansion. At least, I thought it was Oublier.
I don't get it. If Karzak's business is drugs, why is he so desperate to get his hands on that stone?
Maybe it has some significance to the local people in Central America.
Local people in Central America. What a line.
For him. Anyway, we've got to get out of here.
Nico, wait!
Dwi'n ei safio yma. Dwi'n fucking... Dwi'n faint. It's 35% done? What?
We can't use the elevator. If that thug Pablo is recovered, he'll be waiting for us.
We've got to do something. Where does that door lead to?
I'm not sure. Okay, tell me what you know about Condor.
Condor Transglobal exports Aztec and Mayan relics from Central America to Europe. But that's just a cover for the real business. Drug smuggling.
What?
What proof do you have?
Nothing yet.
Do you know where Condor is based?
In Central America. A place called Quaramonte.
I
Quaramonte.
Downstairs. Tell me about this Karzak guy.
Well, I saw him for only a few minutes, but he frightens me. I got the impression that Pablo was nervous when he was around too. His eyes, they're like a wild animal's, like a tiger. That's what scared me most about him. He looked so unpredictable and dangerous.
Did you know Ubier's wife was a film star?
No, I didn't know he was married. What happened to her?
She died. In mysterious circumstances, apparently.
How mysterious.
I heard she was murdered. Possibly by Ubier himself.
A murderer, huh? André said he was something of a celebrity.
Did I hear you refer to Inspector Mou?
Ooh.
Yes, you remember him?
And the what fucking...
But I thought he was dead.
Oh no, he reappeared after the broken sword case had blown over. When he found out who was in with the Neo-Templars, he went into hiding. Mu knew more than was good for him.
Does he know about our involvement with the case?
If he does, he's not telling. Still, he got a sudden promotion.
Did that Indian guy mistreat you?
If you forget about the abduction, verbal threats, and bondage, no.
Well, what about the little guy?
I don't think he knows where he is or what he's doing here. The big guy, Pablo, he brought Titipoco from the jungle.
Titipoco.
Hey, what?
Titipoco. That's what I heard Pablo call the dwarf.
Somebody dwarf, little people.
Do you recognize this?
Is that the dart which knocked me out?
That's right. I kept it as a souvenir.
Weird.
Have you any idea who this little statue is supposed to be?
I'm not very well acquainted with Mayan deities, Georges. But whatever his name, he sure is ugly.
Done.
I found these in your bag.
Oh, they were a gift.
I know. I read the note.
God knows what was going through André's mind.
I think that's quite plain enough. Look, The little guy downstairs was chained up with these.
That must have been Pablo's doing. I don't blame him, though. That little guy is dangerous.
You're
What?
still sore about that poison dart?
Of course I'm sore.
Okay.
There was nothing else I wanted to talk to Nico about at that time. The statue looked way too... I didn't want to risk dropping the crate and releasing its live contents.
Dus dan gofyn I...
There was nothing else. No chance. Whatever those crates contained, they were heavy. There wasn't much I could do with a pulley that didn't have any rope. The statue looked as if it was...
Oh! Is je erop? Oh, is je erop? Inderdaad. Oh my
It
god.
would be much easier to attach the rope to the statue first.
Pedantic. Being pedantic.
The rope wasn't long enough to reach the pulley. There wasn't enough room to move the handle. The statue looked way too heavy for me to move.
Ben gewoon dit minute. Heb de pallet gerend. Ja. Ja. Ah! Ja. Zo, veel uit, hè?
Hopefully, the tape would prevent those doors from closing and stop the Indian from being able to call the elevator.
Eigenlijk al niet. Oh. Zegt hij applaus. Push zegt hij wel. Wie is het? Wat is die domme?
The pallet rose about 6 inches off the floor, and I said a silent prayer to whoever had discovered the power of hydraulics.
What on earth are you doing?
Trying to raise the statue so I can hook it to that pulley.
Is that really going to help us?
I like to keep myself occupied in times of stress.
Een amok بدون missie.
The statue looked way too heavy for me to move. I didn't want to remove the rope from the pulley.
Okay. Push.
It was too heavy for me to move on my own.
De ma. Zo.
Could you give me a hand to push this statue?
What for?
This, my dear, is our passport to freedom.
If you say so, dear.
Okay, push!
Go! Freedom! Woo!
Great teamwork.
Nice to be working with you again, Mr. Stobart.
I thought about hanging from the cable with my bare hands, but it was too far.
Oh, not gonna be... Hey,
Nico, I have a great idea.
yay! Oh! Back in Paris.
George, where have you been?
Never mind that. Do you have the Mayan stone?
Maybe I have, but,
Don't argue, André. Give the stone to George.
Now.
well, of course. If you say so, Nicole.
Thank you so much, Andre.
George, he told me you'd been kidnapped, my dear. I'm glad to see he was mistaken.
Oh, but it was true. If it hadn't been for George, I wouldn't
George.
be here now.
It's not finished yet. Karzak's thugs will be back for that stone, you can bet. The best lead that we have is Caramonte City.
Caramonte is in Central America. That's where Ubier gets his artifacts.
That's all we needed to know. Come on, George.
Go on, George.
Quaramonte, the traveler's rear entrance to Central America. Well, that's how it was translated in the brochure. We didn't know what we were looking for, but the offices of Condor Transglobal seemed a good place to start.
Chyba? Short stream heddiw. Dwi wedi cychwyn. Come on.
Hey, it's market day. I don't see any cabs. Let's ask someone how to get to Quaramonte City.
Okay. Keep your eyes peeled for any sign of Condor Transglobal.
Yay! See. Faint dwi wedi neud? Dwi wedi 39% yn barod. Mae'n awr a hanner. Nuts. Anyway, short stream ta. Dwi'n mynd i adael o fan'na. Cwr iawn. O, be dwi'n gofio, ydy hwn yn cystal... Ers i chwarae hwn cyn Focus Sword 1. Ydy hwn yn cystal. Hwn lot fwy... Mae'n fyrach, dwi'n meddwl. Anyway. Diolch yn fawr iawn, a na i weld chi y tro nesaf.